I never noticed it when he was the enemy.
Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers are already in full throttle mode, chasing their third straight championship. With the 2026 season just around the corner and the entire U.S. buzzing with excitement, an incident during Dodgers spring training has taken Japan by storm. At the center of it all is Dodgers catcher Will Smith, who also delivered a brilliant performance in the WBC. This elite catcher, arguably the best in America, has revealed an unbelievable shift happening inside the team. Everything changed when Shohei arrived. What is the truth behind this historic transformation that has the world in awe?
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe.
Unbelievable situation. The Dodgers are turning into Ohtani.
You might not believe this, but the Dodgers right now are a little unusual. Everyone is copying Shohei's training approach and being deeply influenced by it. The 2026 Major League season, the one baseball fans around the world have been waiting for, is almost here. And during Dodgers spring training, as the team kicked off its run for a third straight championship, key player Will Smith made a shocking revelation. When we were facing him as an opponent back in his Angels days, I had no idea just how incredible he was. The moment Shohei steps into the batting cage and that insane crack of the bat echoes, the Dodgers players, guys who represent the very best of Major League Baseball, just stop in their tracks, and in silence, they lock in on his batting practice. There's no way we can hit 190 kilometers per hour exit velocity like he does. That's exactly why, not just me, but everyone on this team, is trying to soak up even a little of how he approaches the game and how he trains. We're all seriously trying to learn from him. This is a surreal scene, something that had never been seen in past Dodgers camps. Just as Smith described, the Dodgers' core players, supposed to be a roster full of superstars, are all adopting Ohtani's stoic approach to training. Relentless self-discipline, a schedule planned down to the minute, and an obsession with pushing limits. Even top-tier players are now seriously trying to replicate it. According to Smith, it's not just a few young guys anymore. Even established stars, players who have already made millions and built legendary careers, are putting their pride aside and trying to become copies of Ohtani. This is the unbelievable historic shift happening inside the Dodgers right now. This is exactly the abnormal situation Smith was talking about when he said, "Everyone is becoming like Ohtani." However, the reason why this transformation is being called a miracle by the media across America hides a serious truth that cannot be ignored. In fact, before Shohei joined the team, this seemingly unstoppable group of superstars was carrying a deeply troubling, fatal flaw behind all their glamorous success.
The hidden limits of the Dodgers' superstar roster before Ohtani joined the team.
To truly understand just how miraculous the Ohtani-influenced Dodgers really are, we need to take another look at what the team was like before Shohei joined. Back then, the Dodgers were already an overwhelmingly talented group. They were often called a galactic super team, stacked with some of the biggest stars in America. And in the regular season, they dominated at a pace of nearly 100 wins every single year. But even a powerhouse like that had a flaw they simply couldn't overcome. It was the overwhelming ego and pride each individual player carried. Naturally, elite superstars have absolute confidence in their own style, and they don't take kindly to copying someone else's training methods or philosophy. Because they've reached the top purely through their own talent and unique approach. As a result, the Dodgers back then were nothing more than a collection of great individuals. They lacked the kind of unity and self-sacrifice that truly defines a great team. And that's exactly why, in the high-pressure, short series battles of the postseason, where true team chemistry is tested, they suffered shocking comeback losses time and time again, exposing their underlying fragility. In reality, despite having overwhelming talent, they repeatedly lost to weaker teams and were harshly criticized by passionate fans as just a bought-together super team. There was a fierce pride in believing they had to decide big moments on their own. The idea of seriously studying or learning from someone else's training methods simply didn't exist. Each superstar had built his own kingdom and refused to truly connect with the others. This kind of elite-level egoism, born from being the very best, gradually stalled the team's growth and created a definitive ceiling, one that said, "This is as far as we can go." And then, to a team that had already hit its ceiling, there arrived one man, the only one on the planet, a once-in-a-generation anomaly who surpasses everything: Shohei Ohtani. At first, they saw him as just another superstar joining the roster, nothing more. But from the best seat in the house, the catcher's box, Smith witnessed a side of Shohei that bordered on obsession. That shock changed everything. That almost unreal scene shattered their deeply rooted pride from the ground up and completely crushed the ego that once defined this so-called unstoppable team. Smith was forced to witness, up close, the almost obsessive side of Shohei Ohtani. And what he felt in that moment wasn't just admiration, it was a kind of fear. To be honest, I never noticed it when we were facing him during his Angels days. I had no idea he was preparing for games with this level of obsession. What shocked Smith the most wasn't Ohtani's extraordinary power. It was an insane level of preparation, planned down to the minute, with absolutely no room for compromise. Even something as simple as batting practice in the cage was completely different with Ohtani. He wasn't just swinging the bat absent-mindedly. Every single pitch was approached with a clear purpose, and he showed an extreme level of focus, as if he were standing in a real game. He carefully anticipated the pitcher's sequences, repeating precise swings, and immediately afterward checked his form down to the millimeter on a tablet. And he does this terrifying routine every single day of all 162 games, without fail. Whether it's the peak of summer with fatigue piling up, or right after a long travel day, it's exactly the same. There's no room for the thought of, "I'll take it easy today." That kind of leniency simply doesn't exist in Ohtani. The Dodgers' stars were left speechless, watching him like that day after day. For elite players who prided themselves on giving everything they had, Ohtani's presence was like a blade, cutting through the illusion that their standard was enough. Here was a man with the world's greatest talent, working harder, dirtier, and more obsessively than anyone else. Confronted with this shocking reality, their egos crumbled with a loud, undeniable sound. The fierce pride that had convinced them their way was the only way vanished, replaced by a powerful sense of urgency. We have to learn from him. And so, the thick walls built by a group of talented individuals hiding in their own castles finally collapsed, sparking a massive team-wide upheaval that would engulf the entire Dodgers roster.
Breaking the team's ego and achieving back-to-back World Series titles.
The unprecedented transformation triggered by Shohei Ohtani wasn't just affecting a few young players. Astonishingly, even the most decorated MVPs, those who had already achieved fame and fortune, were struck with overwhelming shock their walls of ego completely shattered. The most vivid proof of this transformation comes from the players themselves. For example, Freddie Freeman, the team's emotional cornerstone, described the difference between the old Dodgers and the current squad. Before, we would finish our own practice and head straight home. But now, no one leaves. After practice, everyone stays to watch the games. Players are sharing the same time together, putting winning as a team above everything else. This is undeniable evidence. The former superstar roster, each with their own castle, has set aside personal egos and reassembled as a united team. Mookie Betts, another cornerstone of the Dodgers, was equally in awe of Ohtani's silent leadership. Everything changed completely for the Dodgers once Shohei arrived. He does whatever it takes, and does it perfectly, for the team to win. As these words show, it wasn't speeches or instructions that transformed the top stars. It was Ohtani's obsessive dedication and relentless work ethic, shown through his actions, that changed their mindset. Everyone began putting the team's victory above personal records or pride. The superstar roster, once relying solely on individual talent, now rallied tightly around Ohtani, completing a true transformation into the strongest organization in history. With personal egos gone and everyone aligned in the same direction, the now invincible Dodgers finally overcame the fatal weakness that had plagued them in the postseason for years. Their previous struggles in short series became a thing of the past, as they went on an unstoppable run, climbing to the top of the World Series in 2024 and again in 2025. Reborn as the ultimate powerhouse thanks to Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers' transformation didn't stop at team results. The players who trained alongside him also saw dramatic improvements in their individual performances. One player who benefited the most was none other than Will Smith. In the summer of 2025, after adopting Ohtani's routine into his own approach at the plate, Smith, despite the grueling demands of being a catcher, achieved something nearly unheard of: 4 consecutive home runs. In a post-game interview, he said, "I'm always trying to approach the plate the same way Shohei does. 4 home runs in a row doesn't happen often, but that's the benefit of learning from him. He does all the dirty, necessary work to win better than anyone else." Fans across America were stunned. Many marveled that the Dodgers' starting catcher had essentially gained the ultimate textbook in Ohtani right before his eyes. This created the ultimate virtuous cycle: seasoned veterans and key players setting aside their pride, openly admiring Ohtani, and channeling that inspiration directly into their own performance and motivation. The entire team learned from him, pushing their individual abilities to the absolute limit. They no longer clung to the impressive achievements of their past. Instead, they were driven by an unrelenting hunger to reach even greater heights. This is the very reason the current Dodgers have become an unstoppable organization. When Smith says, "Everyone has become Ohtani," it's not just a metaphor. It's a shocking reality. In every aspect of the team, copies of Ohtani are spreading.
Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to follow Shohei Ohtani's incredible journey. See you in the next one.